Hey everyone, Mackenzie here from LifeStart at Citizens Bank, and I'm here to talk to you today about GI distress on your runs. So, kind of a topic nobody really wants to talk about, but definitely something that many of us deal with. When we are running, there's a lot going on, so it's good to be careful about just what you're using to fuel for right before those runs. So, we want to make sure because food has to travel to not only the digestive system, but those working muscles as well, that we keep things nice and light before our runs. So try to avoid anything high in fat and fiber. So avoid any of those heavy cream, milk, heavy cheeses, things like that. But also try to avoid, and we don't typically say this, but avoid things that are too high in fiber as well, as both of these items, they require a lot from our digestive system to break down and a lot of time. So if you are going to have something like that, really make sure that you give yourself plenty of time before you go out for your runs after you've consumed that. So what do we want to eat before we go for a run? So you want to keep things nice and light. Simple carbohydrates are best. So anything from a nice piece of fruit to some type of juice, like an apple juice or an orange juice. Liquid carbohydrates are really great as they're really easy and fast to absorb to give us that quick glucose source. And they aren't going to cause that GI distress. So the other thing to think about is that we want to make sure that we're really well hydrated, especially as we go into these warmer parts of the year. We want to make sure that we're not going into that run already dehydrated. So have a little check-in with yourself. Make sure you've been drinking plenty of fluid, going to the bathroom pretty regularly, and check your urine. If it is dark yellow, you are very dehydrated. If it's clear, then you're missing some electrolytes. So good to incorporate plenty of fluids, water, and maybe even a little bit of Gatorade or a sports drink. So the last thing, the last couple of tips that I have is to make sure that we have plenty of food throughout the day. Again, being careful within that 2 to 3 hour window right before that run, but we want to have plenty of carbohydrates, plenty of fats, and plenty of protein around our runs. So maybe if you're going for a run in the afternoon, have a nice big breakfast. And then last but not least, but everybody tolerates things a little differently. So it's good to experiment with different foods and figure out what works best for you and plan accordingly. So don't switch things up on game day. Have something that you know you tolerate pretty well and works best for you. So that's my quick tip for today. Hope you've enjoyed this video.